What's up, bitches? I'm here because this time I'm not just with volleyball players. I'm with friends. I'm with brothers from another mother. I got Rob McLean. What's up, man? It's good, baby. And I got Greg Faulkner.
How we doing?
The
How we
great,
doing?
great Greg Faulkner. So for those of you guys that are watching us, listen, we might talk about volleyball. We might not. Actually, you before camera came on, you were talking about Diaz. Let's get that one going.
Yeah, it was just really interesting to see how just two ball control players can qualify and not make it easy, but they never got nervous. They just played a different game. Like they played a very mental game. They played a very a smooth game, as opposed to a lot of teams that try to go the power route and just crush the ball, hit the ball fast and hard, and don't care about the errors they have on the court. So it's nice to see, volleyball personified.
Yep. Gary, you didn't get a chance to see him, right?
No.
What's up, Danny Guzman? Of course, my man. Shit. Aren't you at lunch? Aren't you supposed to be back from lunch at work? Yeah, so you know what I like? I like the tempo. They're running like a little lob or like a front two, and then just in the air. The block, has to make this timely decision as opposed to the high set where you're just playing a chess game with like a backward defender and this and that. So it was one of those things where Jake and Earl gets up high. Dude was like jumped in, cross-bodied. You know what I'm saying? Jumped in, jumbo. And it was all kinds of hurt, man. So listen, got these guys in their exceptionally valuable time. I want to talk a little bit about the P1440 trials. Greg, who'd you try with?
I tried out with my college teammate, Kyle Stevenson.
Yep.
And it was great.
Northridge boy, huh?
Yeah.
And y'all made the tryout. Talk to me about what is it? What is it? It's a tryout for what?
Basically, with the big thing that we heard is it's just a development program, and it's like a platform that they give you all these different types of training, and they're just really trying to give people who are aspiring to be beach volleyball players a chance.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because getting a coach can be expensive.
Exactly. So
what's up, Instagram people?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've done it. I've had friends that went through the whole entire thing, and I popped into practice in the spring before, and so I thought I might just give it a shot.
I think I'm just point the camera at those two guys. Ain't nobody. You see me all the time, my ugly mug. That's Greg Faulkner. That's Rob McLean. So Rob, like we were talking about coaching and sometimes how expensive it can be, and I understand P1440 is offering free coaching for that developmental program.
Yeah, free coaching and actually free conditioning and weightlifting and also recovery. So it's a lot more than just they're just preparing you for competition, So it's not like they're giving you they're telling you to play a certain system, or they're giving you the tools to be able to succeed. And that's I think what's new and different, because I feel like a lot of times you leave college, let's say you leave like the pro system, and there's no structure. So just having a little bit of structure gives the athlete like that path to success,
Yep. Just putting the drink, showing that we're all friends here. All right, cool. So, are both you guys going to New York?
I said I won't be able to go. I mean, I'm leaving my options open, but with it being so last minute with flights and stuff, so not really sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, I'll definitely be going for sure.
Cool, man. Actually, there's something else I want to talk about, because Rob, for those of you who don't know, Rob is a beautiful young mind, one of these awesome, highly competent beach volleyball coaches. The private lessons with Endless Summer, one of the volleyball skills coach for Endless Summer, which is the most elite program on the West Coast. Sorry, West Coast Volleyball. Sorry, Hermosa Beach Volleyball. Sorry, Wave. Sorry, everybody else. But we got 22 girls, and everyone pulls their weight. Greg, overseas player, big standout at Cal Northridge, and probably the most beloved indoor volleyball player in the United States, certainly on the West Coast. He is an international man of mystery. All right. So now that I made the introductions, let's go off the fucking cuff. few months ago, since we're talking about coaching, we're talking about people getting scholarships. There was this scandal where people were what was going on? What was that? They were
They were like paying to like have their kids on these programs.
mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Miranda,
then,
can you look that up? Can you pull that up for me? Just the story. Thank you.
I mean, there was a huge one for like the whole like USC like thing, and what was it? I think I remember I heard a story. It was like when we were in Hawaii or something, there was like a water polo coach that was there with his team, and they were going to compete, and legit the cops showed up and had him in handcuffs, escorted him out of his hotel.
It's not click on help me fix it. It'll fix it by itself, and then just press troubleshoot and it'll do that. But yeah, so it was there were people that were trying getting recruited to play on teams that weren't even on the team. What was that?
Yeah, they were just paying money to just have them on these programs, and then like I don't know. It is horrible. It's
and
horrible.
Why is it funny?
It's horrible because now you got all these coaches that are getting caught up in it, and I don't know. I just think, if you really want to be on a team, like, work hard. You can do it.
Yeah, man.
Anybody can do it.
The biggest secret, right? The secret ingredient, the secret weapon. It should work, and I think it's working now. Just close that. Yeah, Bernard. Sorry, what's up, man? I know you're my dog. Jake, what's up? Jake, we were just talking about you. We were talking about those badass Cubanos you had to go against at Huntington Beach. And by the way, I didn't think you hit the net on match point. So, but that is what that is. Yeah, I just want to get like the person's name, because one of the things that caught me, one of the things that caught my eye with like the scandal was everybody was like, it was elite schools like Yale and Stanford, and then they said and USC, and I said, I got a little uptight. I said, you're gonna put USC on the in the same category, and my USC people, I love you, whoever you are, and I know you guys have a great alumni and you take care of your own, but there's an East Coast crabbing about putting USC in the same category as elite. But then I was thinking, wait, they're not even talking about academics, right? No. Well, some of them, right? Some of the kids were being recruited supposedly academic. They were doctoring test scores or some shit like that. Yeah, man. Oh my God, that was fucking crazy.
And I mean, the main name, I forget her name. The main Full House girl,
Mm-hmm.
Was it Vicky something, whatever?
Shit, what was her name? All I know is one of the volleyball moms gave me like the wiretap, like the transcript, and she said, Jason, it reads like a novel. Catherine. She said it reads like a novel, and I read that shit, and it does, dude.
No, never heard of it. I really haven't heard too much of this scandal. I heard just what everybody else has been talking about, but
I know that I heard for sure that it was Bill Ferguson from SC when he went to Wake Forest. He got caught up in that.
I heard about that too. I did hear about that.
Oh, shit.
I just remember like being in college, like having to play against that coach. I'm just like, man, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know.
I mean, I don't like to down any programs, but it when you have big schools that have large basketball programs, large volleyball, large football programs, it's hard to really find the funding to. So people do bad things, and they get caught, and it's back to the same old with the scandal where it's just like work hard, spend the extra hours. I'm not saying people don't.
But let's talk about like the punishment fit in the crime. Like, damn, picture this. You're not in the holding thing. You're actually on the block in jail, right? And what you in for? I had to cut this nigga's throat. What you in for? I robbed the bank, man. Got caught. I was on my way out. Hands up. What about you? I helped a kid cheat on a test.
You don't get it.
You're telling me. Maybe. Whatever, just make them pay a lot of money, or definitely kick them out of the school, or just in the army. I'll just get chewed out. I've been chewed out before. You're gonna be
It's
Gotta
rough.
create precedent, bro.
Been a butt buddy on D Block.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Oh my god. So shit. Since I veered away from it, we're still talking about sports. Let's talk about AVP New York. You're going?
Yeah, I am.
Who are you playing with?
Playing with John Schwengel. John Schwengel,
Oh.
younger player.
Yeah, man. Is he 19 or 18?
I don't remember honestly. I think he's still in high school, so probably 18.
Okay.
Probably 18, but yeah, he's a good player, smart player, and we're gonna.
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, click on it. Click on his story. What does it say? According to the Department of Justice, former Yale University women's soccer coach Rudy Meredith accepted $400,000. Good. $400,000 from singer to designate a student as a soccer recruit to help them get into the university.
I don't even think that's the worst one. I think there's other ones.
Yeah, there's other ones.
There's for
That's
sure
still-
other ones.
$400,000.
I for sure have heard some other ones that are just.
Wait, there's this one too.
Oh, read that one.
No.
Bernard, who you having trouble hearing? Greg, my dark skinned guy, or the one who looks Dominican? Let's do that. Greg is lean back.
Yeah, put it right here.
Yeah, there it is. No, because I compressed the mic where
Yeah.
it doesn't pick up the background noise, so it's just got to be closer to you.
Can you hear me now?
Holy shit, that was good.
All right.
That was good. You should.
We're talking now. We're talking.
Burn, let me know.
You talking.
If you can't hear him, let me know if you can hear him or not. Okay, that's important. And Rob, same thing. The closer the mic is, because I have it on full. I have it on full
Yeah,
compression.
'cause I want to go pretty loud, so I was staying.
Yeah,
away from
that's why, and I maxed out. You know, I guess I don't know. That's what happens when you choose a Yamaha.
it. Yeah.
So shit. That was what else? Singer paid dozens of coaches and administrators, including coaches at Georgetown University, roughly $2.7 million. Damn.
Yeah.
So what's his cut?
Yeah,
What's his cut?
a lot.
What you think? 30%? What's he take? Or is that
No,
story
I think
that's
he's
what he took?
Yeah, that's what he got.
He's getting
I think
all of it.
All of that, but
All
it was
of
over
it.
a period of time.
But then he also has to allocate funds to blackmail other people to make it happen.
Oh,
right?
hey, so we ended up. I received this donation, and I'm putting it into this building on campus.
Damn. It's my favorite nation. Donation.
Yeah.
Cool. So you AVP, you're gonna play with Kyle, maybe?
That's the game plan.
What's
You
the
know,
game
well,
plan?
I know for a fact, for like let's say Hermosa, Manhattan, I'm totally down. In terms of I'm coaching club right now, we're pretty much on the back end of that, so there can't be doing too much traveling.
No, I get that.
Yeah, but definitely keeping it open. So
I like that. Want to call him and ask him?
I
Nah.
mean, what time is it right now?
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
Plug it in. Plug it in. Let's see if you pick up.
All right, let's call him.
Kyle,
Here, plug that
Kyle,
in.
where you at?
Okay, hold on.
Let me unplug that. And let me plug in this. And go ahead. Well, this is what he gets for not fucking watching the show. Right?
Oh, yeah,
Can you
gotta
hear?
give it a
You
chance.
can hear through the headset.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so listen, it's a points tournament too. So you can make the draw and not do well in the draw, but still come out with points. Kyle Stevenson, what's up? Jason DeBay is calling.
Oh, I'm just in the middle of lunch. What's up?
Well, we're in the middle of our show. We're doing volleyball one-on-one. I got Greg Faulkner here, and I got Rob McLean with me. And right now you're on Instagram Live and you're on YouTube Live. What's up, man?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Greg?
Oh, big dog.
So we want to ask the tough question. Are you going to New York? We're talking gold series. We're talking double points if you make the draw. I got Greg sitting next to me. I got Miranda, who's got family and friends to stay with. I got
We're
this
putting you on the
DJ.
spot.
Dude, I got this DJ who's gonna get you out fucking wasted if you make the draw. Taylor Crab's going to be there, right? You know they're going to be carrying his ass out because that's how he does.
You guys trying to get me there?
Yep. You're on the air, man.
Sorry, Kyle. Sorry.
No, it's good.
He asked, he
I
obliged.
mean, if
Yeah.
you guys could get me there.
All right.
You
So to get you there, maybe just like an accommodation to stay, right? And then the flight work out.
that would be really huge. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So great. See, that's the path. That's
And
the
then,
path. You got to be
then I
thinking
have
about
to find
paths,
a-
man.
Okay,
I
so
have
we're
to find
saying
a
that we
coach
get
to
our
cover me
flight
for the weekend.
and a place to stay.
All right, Kyle. This is what we're gonna do with Greg. Since Greg gonna ask that fucking question. All right, Kyle. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to go to Hennessy's and we're gonna auction Greg off for a force tournament. They don't just get to fucking ask him and play middle. All right. We're gonna start the bid at $250, and whoever Greg chooses to play with, you use that money for your flight or accommodations. How's that?
You know, Smackfest, the registration opens up on June 1st. So I have that in my calendar, ready to go. Tournament is July 13th. I mean, I was going to enter a team myself,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you know, you try and get the pro. I gotta get back to the finals.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man.
Cool. All right, Kyle. We just called to say hi. We're out of here. I know you got shit to do.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace out. You can just hang up. So yeah, there's the plan. There's the plan. Rob, I mean, maybe you should do like a date Rob one night only thing, you
Oh,
know?
goodness,
Start to
please.
be, you know.
I can't be doing that.
One night in
I
Hermosa.
can't be doing that no more, Jason.
No. You have this demographic of girls who are like 18 and 19 years old, which is why you're like, nah. I think one night it'd be like, oh my God, I can't, nah, what just happened?
I'm okay. I'm
Cool.
okay where I'm at.
Nah, okay. All right, cool. All right, so my boy Bernard said, come by my bar at St. Mark Street. The bar is called the Holiday Cocktail Lounge. I don't know. It sounds like it's for old people, doesn't it?
I mean,
Gary House.
I would never pass up an opportunity.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
my boy.
might as well just
You know, pop in
pop
say
in
hi,
real quick. You know, say what's up.
What's
So.
going on, Bernard?
Gary House one night in Bramosa.
Yeah, what's up, Gary?
Nice, cool. Hey, go on the Instagram page because you could respond to some of these messages.
Oh, okay.
Like, so if you whoever you guys are on Instagram Live, you could do that because there's a chance, you know, some of these people know you and they want to fuck you, and some of these guys are just so you know, well, you have an older and a younger demographic that are asking about the
What?
process.
My service in here is spotty.
Cool.
Unless you have
So
the Wi-Fi.
both of you guys played. Well, Rob, you're like a full-time beach player. But what's one of the things that you did? What's one thing fundamentally that was easiest to translate from indoor to outdoor when you brought it to the beach? Maybe I'll pick a category like passing, setting, blocking,
yeah,
digging,
so
or
let's say
something other.
personally for me, because I feel like it's different for a lot of people,
Mhm.
you know. But for me personally, it's funny because I feel like it's changed, right? So like when I first came out on the beach, passing was always very easy for me.
Mhm.
I thought defense was actually one of the easier things because on the indoor, you don't move as much, but you have the mindset of they're going to hit the ball at you. So if you are
Sub GG.
if you're able to like work from a low position and you always do that in the indoor on the beach, you'll be able to move your feet and run down shots and be able to pick up balls to then swing, you know. So I feel like defense, anything with your arm work, that was pretty easy to translate.
Nice.
Again, everything's different because you got the wind. So
Yeah, no doubt. Greg, what was the easiest thing for you, fundamentally or psychologically? Was it blocking, digging, or whatever? For me, it was the block. Though my blocking days
I gotta say-
are over.
I gotta say, blocking in itself, like yes, but the timing is a little different.
Mhm.
And like obviously, like me playing middle blocker, like I'm having to like
You're part of
make-
the scheme.
Yeah. So you know, it's I feel like if you're a pin blocker, you know, I feel like that probably makes a little bit more sense of like you know you're squaring up, you're kind of
Yeah.
setting the block and making your move.
Right.
But Just kind of going off what Rob said. I mean, I didn't have to pass too much, obviously, but definitely like the touch on the ball is a lot easier than an indoor ball, like just because it has a little bit more give to it. And then, and then specifically, if anyone's jump serving, like I feel like that's like the easiest to freaking pass. Like,
Yeah.
but obviously, and then also I think setting too, like using your hands to set, like that, like it's a little different because you have a little bit more of like you can kind of get it at a lower, at a lower point to release. But I got so used to just setting fast with my hands indoor that like sometimes like I felt like it just didn't feel as awkward to do it that way. But yeah, I mean but I'm still learning. So there's things that from my indoor experience that I can kind of translate over to the beach right now. So
that was blocking was actually not one of the easier ones, but one of the more difficult ones then.
Yeah, in a way, just because I had to be a little bit more patient.
Well, for me, I'm with Rob, but for me, first of all, I'm just gonna say forearm pass serve receive, because for me, like a lot of people who play out indoor. And they're getting aced outdoor. Oh, it's because I'm not a beach player. No, it's probably because you just sucked as a passer indoor.
Yeah.
This is pretty universal. This is volleyball. This is grass. This is beach. This is planet Mars volleyball.
Snow volleyball.
Snow volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all.
Oh, snow volleyball.
I'd be kind of down.
Steve Asher, big shout out. What's one night in Hermosa?
What's up?
Gary House.
He was just saying that because it's all the homies together.
Auction name.
That's literally what.
We could auction Gary House. Gary, come see us. We're talking. We're gonna auction you.
Oh, he'll make an appearance.
I'll make a fucking killing, dude.
I'll be able to pay for the flights.
So, Greg, are you more of an indoor player? You still love indoor more than beach?
Yes, but I love beach for my body. Because like I'll tell you now, I don't play as often.
Look at Rob.
I don't play. Okay, he already knows. I don't play as often as I used to, and like in terms of like the whole weightlifting, all that stuff. So like I'll play indoor and I'll absolutely love it because it's like, oh, I feel at home. But then the next day, my legs are just like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, God, I just like to stay active. And
Rob, it's all things beach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love it for the same things as Greg loves it for, but yeah, it's just a more complete game. Like you get to do more. You just get to do more.
That's a good point too, because I mean, for sure, definitely like, being like for me playing middle, like there's only so much I can do. Like if we're not passing well, I can't really be part of the offense. Like I'm just kind of just like running around blocking. But beach, you can't just stand there and not do anything. You're always involved in some way. So, so that's the good aspect of it.
Definitely. Like I was talking to Miranda, who's teching the show, by the way. Big up, Miranda's with us. She's the one that's actually working the sight and sound for us. So good for her. Big up. Miranda, I talked to her a month ago about we call it different kind of sores. Like when you play a beach tournament and someone calls you like, hey, what you doing? Let's go out. Let's go sing karaoke. Let's go dance. And you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Take a shower, boom. But you play an indoor tournament and they're like, Greg, yo, what you up to? You like, man, I ain't going nowhere.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I'll still do it. It's a mentality. It's kind of like you already know it's going to suck. Just embrace it. You're like, all right. I mean, I'll get to rest when I come back. That's pretty much how I think about it.
Oh, Byrne got a question. He says, I have a question. Yes, it's about the old volleyball old man. Oh my God, why? How would this next generation play old school rules? Because they spoil playing these new rules of volleyball. Listen, let's I mean, that answer is twofold, right? Because volleyball is a pretty general term. So let's indoor. All right. There's one thing where where first contact can't be a double hit.
Mm-hmm.
So Now that's protected, even though they do a terrible job protecting second and third hit too. So, I think that would not be a struggle for the high level players. And you guys stop me at any point. I don't think it's a struggle for the high level players because the jump serve and the serve moves so fast. They're not passing with their hands anyway.
Right. Yeah. I've definitely I did a little bit of like national team stuff, just like here and there. I'll pop in and just like watching and also playing overseas, watching some of the people that are in serve receive.
Mhm.
It's exactly that. Like they are really, really focused on using their platform as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if the serve is like a complete lollipop, then okay, we're gonna use our hands.
Yeah.
But everything's all on their platform.
It's cool with the middles, right? Someone
yeah.
serves you short, you just
Yeah.
take two
Okay.
hands
And that's the
run a
thing
back
too.
one, you good.
And that's the thing too that that happens a lot. So it really makes the servers really have to focus on what they're doing, because if they like let up, like you said, on a short serve like that, middle blocker's like, okay, boom, And the one thing that I did notice too that was a little different too is that in like the higher levels too, like if for a middle blocker, you're not just standing in like at the net right there. You're kind of like you are on the 10-foot line, almost waiting for that off speed like shot, and you're using your platform to pass that ball.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just helping out the outside if they need it, but yeah, it's just kind of.
All right, so Rob, cool man. You got the indoor side covered. Let's talk to me. If you want to chime in on the indoor, do that. But I would love you to tackle the beach part of it. Basically, I'll give you the scenario. 2001, they went from big court to short court. The Wilson, they have a lighter ball. Let serve rule is what legal now, and they go and rally instead of being a serving team to score.
So I mean, I could chime in on the indoor, but I think you kind of just covered it where the court size, So if they're not using their hands for the court size, of the large court size, and using a short court, there's not enough room to use your hands, So you just have to. Anything you do with your hands, basically on the beach, is a set, or a dig that you're moving up for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all arm based. Everything you do is arm based. Like you can bump set the ball and be a great arm passer, but you cannot be a great hand setter and then also be innately a great passer, a great arm passer, right? So if you always use your arms, you're going to be ahead of the crowd, because if you bump set, or you use your arms to set, you have to set up your feet and you have to use your, how do I say that? You have to understand your angles better, because you have to be able to use your arms off your platform. If you're using your hands, you have a little bit of let's say error. Yeah. Like you can manipulate the ball a little better and not be called because you want to put the ball in the right location. So
yeah, that's important. For beach, I think. Listen, I'm not going to say it's easier, but I will say that they've done things the last decade and a half to help the sport.
totally.
The Wilson's lighter. It's easier in your shoulder, okay? I mean, is it easier to set the Wilson than it was the Spalding? Yeah, it's a fucking egg. Is it harder to control it as far as margin for error and how much it misses your hand or on a jump serve or a hit? Yeah, of course. The old ball, Bernard, the old ball, like the top flight, the Spalding top flight, even if you miss, you can't miss. Because it's a drop friendly ball, and you're playing on a big court. So in that respect, old school had it easier. New school has it easier. Lighter ball, easier on your shoulder. Shorter court, basically. Even now with a short court, I talked to some of the professionals. I talked to Todd Rogers a couple of weeks ago about the Big West Championship, and I was talking to him about something. He told someone else he shaves a foot off of every side of the court, like back row on the sidelines. He basically draws a line, an imaginary line, and anything that you hit there, you got. So it's one of those things. If you're perfect, you'll win, and if you're not perfect, you won't. Because it was one of those things where he, I guess, as a player, I guess before his retirement, right? He knew his limitations, and was like, all right, let me just do this. Because if I try to take everything, what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna give up everything. So, thoughts? How do you defend?
You want to hit this one, Greg?
To defend.
Well, blocking's defense
man,
too.
it's
Last
all the
time I
same.
checked.
It kind of depends. Like, I feel like the best way I feel like if you're playing someone you don't know, first few points you're kind of just you're filling them out,
Yes.
and you're probably gonna do just like a line block, and then maybe just read from there.
Mhm.
Maybe just take ball, and then you're jumping late, looking to swat,
Mhm.
but after a while, like the first few points after you get a tendency, I'm just thinking mostly like line of approach really, and then kind of just going from there. But I'm still learning. I think the biggest thing for me is that like it's the hand speed over the net.
Yeah.
So like I have a tendency to like try to go too high.
Mhm.
So and then yeah, so that kind of gets me in trouble there. But that's pretty much what I'm thinking. I'm just like I'm trying to just take that big hard their favorite shot, and then maybe play a little bit of cat and mouse after
Right.
that.
Mhm. Cool.
Yeah, it's well, I love Greg talked about blocking first because that's always the first line. So if you get your block set up the right way, or at least doing what you want to do, I think that's the biggest thing on the beach is learn what you need to learn, but then it's actually about being incredibly loose, but still holding your principles. So like if you're, let's say, blocking line and digging angle, you're trying to make them think, but also be in your position. So, there's things you can do, like you can make like a move or a fake, but your job is still always your job, whether it's take the ball or take your line or take your angle. So, these are the kind of the games you play, and the better you get at these games, it becomes, a chess match where, let's say some teams are good at doing some things and they're really good at doing it, but as long as you make them do something else, they're completely ineffective or a lot less ineffective. So
Yeah, I think that's what he was talking about. Like,
taking their favorite shot.
yeah, you want to. For me, I the way I played, it's like if you want to find someone's weaknesses, look no further than what they think their strengths are.
Yeah.
And then sometimes weaknesses are just glaring or whatever. There are levels to that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I get that. When's nationals for indoor?
Adult nationals?
Yeah.
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend until Tuesday.
Damn, I got Greg before he left.
Hey,
Yes.
so no. The thing is, I can't go this year, and I literally,
Coach
it hurts. It hurts so much because I haven't missed since 2012, since I tore my labrum in college. So it's really weird actually not going to nationals at all. And I got all my friends are like, hey, we'll see you there this weekend, right? I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. I wish I was there.
He said his TV's on 50 because of you.
Because of me.
Could be me.
I thought you could hear me.
No,
Are you maxed out?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
Kelly, what's up? Kelly's in Tahiti right now. Damn. All right, girl. I got Greg. Say what's up to Kelly, Greg.
hi, Kelly. How are you doing?
Robbie, say what's up.
Hey, Kel.
Nice.
Tahiti. Oof.
Yeah, she's at a wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Now, look, this is one of those things like her friend had a wedding, and first of all, I got to work, and second of all, it's like one of those things where like that's not. They're like, you still can't hear.
Okay. Can anyone else hear? I feel like it might be just a you thing.
The Instagram sound is good.
Okay.
Hey, let me just max out your mic.
Yeah, I'm home. It's
All
not
right, I
me.
just don't want
There it is.
Hey, no one have a lower voice than I do, so.
No, there it is.
to.
I'm just always thinking it's me.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think.
Damn, it's max.
All right.
Kelly's like, I can hear.
Wait, what does he say now?
Kelly's like, I can hear.
Wait, is it just me?
All right. Damn, Eric Baranik.
What
It
the
is.
full message.
I mean, wait, look,
Good
I'm
name.
burned. I'm done. Kelly said I can hear. This dude said I can hear.
All right.
What
Where's Eric? Where's
We all
Eric got to
in
say?
Eric is like, Greg, have you gotten better at passing? Because you have. Has sand time been the biggest factor? Has it helped you be a better indoor defender or passer? More touches, or have you been working on your platform and really breaking it down in practice? Any tips for indoor blockers who are considered powerhouses like yourself who want to play beach volleyball but get discouraged from playing beach? Is there an easier transition that we don't know about? Yeah, that's a loaded question.
I will say, for me personally, I think if you play indoor, it might be an easier transition to go to beach. Not saying that you're going to be a better person than people who are on the beach, but it's a better transition.
It was your mic, not his.
Yeah,
So-
everyone's fucking with Greg.
So, oh man,
Sorry, y'all.
But no,
Sorry, go ahead.
but yeah.
Please.
So I feel like it's like that, because certainly the offense is a lot different for indoor. You can get away with a lot more stuff, but if you know the general principle of like pass, set, hit, you can pick it up. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
And in terms of passing, I try to just get out in the morning as much as possible. I coach volleyball,
Yep.
mostly from the late afternoon to evenings. So my mornings are completely open. So usually I'm just, hopping in some of these practices with friends, Chris Austin, KJ,
Mhm.
Laura Dykstra and Cassie House. I just help out and just get reps. Whatever they need me to do. Hey, I need you to bump set. I need you to use your hands and set for, out of system. So
You sound good right now.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I literally just try to play as much as possible and not worry about the errors, because I already know that I'm inexperienced, but I'm just making my way,
I like it. Yeah, cool, man. Eric, that's a pretty loaded question and a good one. And I think for a lot of people who are playing indoor right now that want to play a little bit of outdoor or whatever, and this and that.
There was one part of
Please go
that
ahead.
for the blockers that he was talking about. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that you're being more patient. It's gonna feel like you're gonna be late, but the more patient you are, the more you can like make a late move.
Right.
Because I feel what happens is that like there's a lot of these players out here that I mean I've seen, where they're going up hard and then they won't even hit the ball until they're on their way down. And if you are so eager, you're going to be up in the air super early. They can just see you and they can hit around you.
It's true. Yep. Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah, man. You go at the same time, you're gonna lose that, man.
Right.
I'll tell you that. Cool. Greg, Chris Austin, you played with him at Long Beach City, right? Or before?
Yeah,
Same year?
I played with him. Yeah.
That was a good team, man.
Yeah, it was a great team. We went to the semifinals and didn't quite make it to the finals. But
Okay.
I actually wasn't playing the year as my redshirt year, but we were actually roommates at that time, and I knew most of the guys all the guys on the team. We're all close, so that's what Long Beach is. Just a close community. So
Yeah. Cool. Avengers Endgame. You guys saw it?
yes, I did.
saw that Cam.
I did. And for all you guys that know, I like to dress up in costumes for volleyball tournaments, and I was the Black Panther in Six Man and Smackfest. So I was glad my boy came back. Sorry for spoiling it. Y'all should have watched that. It's been a while. It's been out. So I'm not sorry. It's been over 3 weeks.
Spoiler.
Cool, man. So yeah. So here's the thing. I thought you were microphone 2 and 3. You guys are 3 and 2, so I switched it.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't hear you. I was turning the whole time you wanted yours up. I was turning Greg's up.
Oh, so I've just been serenading
just so
everybody.
I asked for my volume up earlier, so
We can move it back a little bit.
Vegas probably screaming in
Get
the
that
damn
minute.
I
mic.
apologize if I've been yelling at you guys.
Screaming in the mic.
Yes, I'll watch Avengers Endgame. So listen, for anyone that's worried about spoilers, just first of all turn it off and lose my number, okay? Because if you haven't seen Endgame right now, you fail at life.
It's
all
been,
right?
it's been over 3 weeks.
Lose my number.
You got, and social media. Come on, let's be real.
Well, it's been out for 2 weeks. Nobody can get in for the first week. Nobody can get in.
Sounded good.
Maybe.
Damn, that sounded good.
But how you gonna scroll through Instagram and not find one spoiler?
I mean, you could just be, on
Or you
social
just
media.
got those dickish friends that are just like, hey, yo, this one scene was so dope, and you're scrolling on Facebook and you're just like, no.
Oh my God.
Nah.
So it's cool having pop filters too, because I could just jack up the volume
Perfect,
and the
perfect.
mics don't pop.
Oh
That's why I
yeah,
like
we're chill.
the pop filters. Game of Thrones. You guys saw that?
I don't watch that at all, and I'm okay about it.
Now that's been a little bit too recent. So
I'm
you can't ruin it for
hey,
people,
I
but,
haven't watched one episode,
don't see it.
and I'm okay because after I heard about what happened, I'm like, you know what? Sorry, your dragon show sucked.
Dragon
That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Kelly said even I've seen it.
I have chosen
Kelly's
not
like,
to
"Don't get
watch.
out."
I chose
Flow
to
was
not watch one episode until the whole thing was done, and I was going to binge watch it.
Yeah.
But now I know that I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So
So now you know. So like it's a fantastic storyline. That's what everybody watched it for, character development, and then it's not a spoiler, but it's just they did a very poor job of keeping up the consistency to the end season. So
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of background noise about it. Like the writers are doing Star Wars and
so they got other stuff.
yeah, and they wanted to do 13 seasons instead of 7 or instead of 6.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you got a whole bunch of producers saying, "Wait, we have to wrap this up."
Yeah, so
We remember when you said you had 13 seasons?
and so like I would say it's like this, like
Mhm.
the whole like
yes, Game of Thrones.
yeah, the whole Game of Thrones was fantastic, and it ended pretty weak. So it ended up being like a pretty like just a solid show,
Mhm.
because only the great shows are great storylines and then great finishes. So it's just
But
how it
That's
is.
tough.
you know
It's
what I
tough.
like? I like that it's everybody's like, wow, even in that time period, they found a way to make weapons that kill dragons. And I'm like, what do you mean even in that time period?
Yeah,
it's fiction. There was no King's
Yeah.
Landing. There's no such thing. But that's how influential Game of Thrones is. I wish I was back in them days. What the fuck are you talking
You
about?
gonna be
There
back
was-
in them days and die by the plague?
No, but there's no King's Landing. There's no fucking wall, even though Donald Trump's working on that. We're going to build a wall.
We're gonna do
That's
it.
right. Mexico's going to pay for it. Hey, the wall just went up 10 feet. You want to make it 20?
Yeah.
It's like he's punishing people.
I'm just laughing that
Yeah.
legit Trump was like in The Simpsons, like where he won, and now it's a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's right. They had the episode.
Yeah,
where, like,
and it had what year did they put on that poster? I need you to look that up. I think it was actually the year that he won.
Because I listen. Hey, the left was like. Ann Coulter said it on a talk show like 6 months. Donald Trump's going to win the election. They go,
Oh, yeah.
And,
But that's the stuff. But that's the stuff that people talk about, where it's like, they have the shows like Veep, where you have these actors who are like apologizing because they're creating that type of atmosphere.
Mhm.
But then, the people who are supposed to spread the news, they're creating that atmosphere. Like if anybody laughed over their own candidate, of course that would fire up the other side and say, yo, we should get behind them because they don't even give us the benefit of the doubt. And once you give somebody the benefit of the doubt, you can see that they're fake or fraud or they're real, and somebody doesn't get them. But when you're allowing people to hide behind their fake, like them being fake, you're not able to challenge that. And that's been the whole basis.
You pull that up? Show that. Look at this fucking guy. Look at that shit right there.
Look at that.
It's
Like that's
literally to a T.
That is just too. And that episode aired like so long ago. Yeah, I'll tell you. I was in Peru.
That's too much.
I was in Peru when he won, and once he won, everyone's like, "So, how do you feel about your president?" I was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We in The Simpsons.
I don't want to talk about it.
But listen, I'm not one. First of all, and goddamn, y'all know I could go all day on this. But first of all, I'm not one of these assholes that are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm moving to Italy if he gets elected again." No,
I know.
no,
It's
I
a
am.
little
I am a
ridiculous.
patriot. I'm ex-military. I'm a Gulf War vet. I'm born in Brooklyn, New York. On my ass was stamped USA DA approved. Okay, that is me. All 100% American beef. And you love your country sometimes because of its leaders, and you love your country sometimes in spite of its leaders.
Yeah.
All right. Did I vote for Donald Trump? No, I didn't. I think his behavior is consistent with a human stand on the underwear of life. But and I think Rob you really brought something to light that some of my friends, intelligent friends, ignore. You know, and I don't mean, and yeah, fuck it. We're talking about politics. We're volleyball people, but guess what? We're people too. Rob, you and I agree in a sense, and Greg might agree with this. Ignore the fucking show. Hold whoever's there, hold their feet to the fire. If they make campaign promises, make sure they keep it. All right,
Totally.
because when Obama got elected, you know, the right or whoever, even his own party, tried to hold him accountable. If you have your insurance, you can keep it. If that's what he said, if he broke that fucking promise, he broke that fucking promise. If he says we're still searching for Osama bin Laden, and you know Osama bin Laden's dead, boom. You know, big up to the troops, big up to Bush for helping. Hold your feet to the fire. And right now, because of Trump's election, it's been 3 years, and all everybody's talking about is grab her by the pussy. You know, or you're fake news, you know, or this, or these hands, you know, these hands, I guarantee there's nothing wrong down. So, you know, they're still talking about that shit years later. And in the meantime, 3 years have gone by, and I'm like, what is he doing to fix healthcare? Is he just going to cut Obama? I mean, he promised to get rid of Obamacare, but is he really going to replace it? Because I think his own party wants to repeal, but not replace, because they're just trying to save money.
Yeah, that stuff's tough.
But you understand the concept that you said just ignore the show. Hold these people. We have real issues. Educate. To me, my biggest issue right now is mental health.
I agree.
Mental health.
And schooling, for sure, in schooling.
That's very
Yeah.
big.
Think about everything. Like, let's say you're on, like, if you're gonna run or something, you're conscious about his education. Let's say yours is gun control, or I don't know, I'm just fucking putting words in your mouth. Can you appreciate how all of this is connected to mental health?
Oh, totally.
Absolutely.
Totally. I mean,
Absolutely.
I even say it's like, you know, I just going back to like when I'm young, you know, I hear about people talking all the time about, you know, euthanization of dogs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then we have veterans who can't get the right care, have PTSD, have to have other veterans take them out, you know, like the whole Chris Lyle situation, where he takes out Chris Kyle situation where, you know, he takes out a PTSD veteran and the guy shoots him because you know,
pull up Chris Kyle, Miranda.
Like, that stuff's crazy, where we're not even giving people who protect this country, you know, adequate service. And then on top of that, you know, you can put euthanization of dogs together, you can match them up with a veteran to give them a pal and a pet, and you know, you never really, not that you don't have to worry about it, but that's a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? But we're not using any type of like human mindset to go and fix these problems. It's all money based, you know. And it's like, what's the difference? Like, our country is based on democracy, but yet again, I think most of it's based on capitalism.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing about Chris Kyle. For those of you that don't know who Chris Kyle is, he's from the movie American Sniper. Gives you a decent picture, a 75% picture of who he was. Ex-Navy SEAL, had PTSD. You know, probably had to shoot a whole bunch of women and children, you know, who might be used as human shields. Maybe, I don't know.
Totally.
He ended up getting treated, and as he was trying to help someone else, he eventually died on a gun range by someone who was suffering from PTSD. He got shot. I don't know if it was unwittingly or not, but he ended up getting shot by someone who was trying to help. You know, and that's sad. That's sad. He's again all connected to mental health. Some people consider him an American hero. Some people consider him a liar. Right. Like he told a lot of sea stories. You know, like how he punched Jesse Ventura in the face because Jesse Ventura is this and that.
I heard about that.
And how he was on top of like the Superdome and Hurricane Katrina, sniping people who are like trying to loot, even though no one confirms that. And everybody's like, "Oh, he's either a hero or a liar. Which one is it?" I'm like,
"It could be both."
I said,
"It can be both."
There it is. There it is. Who says it's one or the other?
Yeah.
Or it could be neither. Right?
I mean, again, we're talking about.
I say both, but it could also be neither.
Yeah,
you know,
it could be. Well, we're also talking about somebody who had to deal with PTSD, and I'm not saying that PTSD, you know, is bad and some not bad in others, or it gives you, you know, like this room for error in your choice and decision making. But you know, you have to take that into account, and to say that these stories aren't like outlandish, you know, or maybe just he's thinking about himself back where he was when he was when he was being a soldier. You know, that's very common. So
yeah, like came to a tragic end in 2013 when he and a colleague, Chad Littlefield, were shot at a gun range outside of Fort Worth, Texas. An ex-Marine who had a long time history of mental illness.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I guess the reason why I brought it up, and now we're seems like we're going on the thing of guns. It's weird. Do we spend more money treating the mentally ill, or do we spend more money trying to take away people's guns?
Well, I don't think it has to do
I
with guns
remember
at all.
you brought up a good point. We had just talked about whatever, and you were saying that, you know, I wouldn't want my, you know, grandma with, you said
I'm like, listen, everybody's like, oh, no, there it is, Rob. Here it is. Just because something's your right. This is, and I don't like to use the word gun nuts, but I'm gonna use it for this term. Just because something's your right doesn't make it a good fucking idea. Okay. I would love everybody to have a gun, but I had a grandma on my father's side. That woman thought streetlights were aliens. Do you want your grandma having a gun like that?
No.
Pow, 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 pow. What the actual fuck? So that my point is, one, just because something's your right, freedom ain't free, right? Speech ain't free. We can get sued or whatever. I could get banned by Donald's son for talking about the AVP right now. So the same thing should apply to guns. It's a mental health thing, and I think everybody should have it. I think everyone should have an opportunity to have a gun, but at the same time, it's not always a good idea. Where are we?
Well, I would say this, like, to be honest, I think there's definitely a reason. There's, the Constitution was made a long time ago, Declaration as well. So it's like they are a bit outdated, but just like we're doing with our judicial system, not that they can be interpreted, but they're there for a reason, So the right to bear arms, if it's there, we're not going to take it away. It shouldn't be taken away, but of course it could be legislated better. That's the whole point of it. And it's the same thing with mental health. So it's the same thing that we're going back to, where it's not one or the other. It's not black and white. It's both, or it's neither. It's either we can't have guns and we're not going to do mental health stuff, or we should legislate guns a bit and we should deal with mental health on a deeper level, like actually talking about it in our school systems, going back to education. We have kids coming out saying, we know how to do trig and we know how to do chemistry, but then again, most of us are not going to use that. You know what I mean? So we either, funnel kids to the subjects that we're actually teaching them, or change our schools to be about teaching them how to do things for their life, like how to make a check, or how to do their checkbook, how to do their taxes, how to file for car registrations and stuff, the things that maybe they don't have at home to teach them.
Hold on a second, Miranda, it's that camera, it's Greg's in the middle. Is that the one that's out?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take this camera and point it at me and Greg. Just zoom out. Me and Greg. I knew one of the cameras would run out. How many batteries I got on that? How many cells I got on that?
You got a little bit.
All right, cool. And Rob, yours is plugged into the wall, so you can go all day. Guys, still managing my equipment, so it's just one of those things where
we make it work.
I'm just gonna get more cameras that can plug into the wall.
we can squeeze in tight and go to one camera. It's all right.
I know, man. It's just trying out my new video switcher, man. So, Rob, I think Greg, what are your thoughts? You think it starts at young age like that? Is it a mental, not just a mental health thing, but it's a mental health thing that grows from mentally growing the right way? Right way? Is there a right way?
I think it could definitely be a huge factor. Just because, you have a lot of different kids that are just, being traumatized by bullying and other stuff, and at a young age, and you have these school shootings and all this type of stuff. Like, like there's these kids that are like I read a story. It was like there's these kids in like a middle school. Like they have to learn like what to do in a situation if there's a school shooter, coming to the school. Like they literally they know automatically where to go, what to do. I'm just like, you shouldn't have to do that. Fuck. Like, it's good that, it's obviously good, but like, that's just ridiculous.
The times we are in now, it's crazy.
Jesus.
It's really crazy.
This is something Wow, this is crazy because we're at an end, and there's something maybe we got to come back.
Yeah.
For one more, and then just start on this because right now my cameras are telling me to get the fuck out, but but not Rob's camera.
Gotta stay.
And now we just now to his mic, and now he's copacetic. Yeah, would you guys be willing to do this again? Maybe a couple of weeks
Oh,
after
yeah, for
nationals,
sure.
because and let's make a mental note of this because this is a big deal because I think the people who are watching can chime in on some of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Gary House is like mental health is a lifelong battle. You never know what age you're going to struggle with it. And this
True.
and that. And sometimes that comes from diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Right. If certain foods or whatever are messing with your neurologically.
Right.
Maybe creating like the dinosaur effect, like bigger body and smaller brain.
Well, there's also the magnetic factor, where you have the pH balance in your body, and then we in ourselves have like a negative and a positive pole to our body. So, if you start if your polarity is messed up, you can start dragging. You have a lot of waste product in your body that's not just took out through your what's it called, your intestinal system.
Yep.
So it's like a lot of ways that you have to be able to take away your waste. So
all right, cool, man. All right, boys. Hey, shit, we did it. I got my people up in the house. Hey,
Thanks
so you
for
guys,
having us.
next big event a week and a half from now is AVP in New York City. I hope to see all of you there. Okay, love you guys. Be good.
thanks, y'all.
Thank you.